and welcome to Let's Talk. Today we're at the Pembroke Pines Police Department with Captain Al Zeckis, who is the PIO, Public Information Officer for our police department. Hi, Al.
Hi, Elaine.
Al, tell me again, what are all of your names, all of your numbers, all of your jobs?
Well, Elaine, my current assignment is within the Support Services Division, and I am one of the Public Information Officers, and I also oversee our Community Affairs Unit, which does a great deal of crime prevention within our community.
Okay, because that's what we're going to be talking about.
That's correct.
Okay. We're going to be talking about residential break-ins
Correct.
or prevention of them.
That's correct.
Okay, so tell me how we keep our homes secure.
Well, there's several measures that residents can take to keep their residences secure. Among those, the most effective measure is probably hurricane impact windows. Usually when a bad guy is going to pick a house to burglarize, the last house that they're going to try to burglarize is one who has hurricane impact windows, because it's very difficult to break in a residence with those windows because they're very strong.
Because the windows are strong, or because the locks on them are better?
They're just very, very sturdy, very strong, very difficult to break the glass on them. As a result, they'll usually choose the path of least resistance and pick a house that doesn't have hurricane impact windows. However, we understand that those windows are very costly to install for residents that may not have them. So there are several other measures that residents can take to protect themselves against an intruder or a residential burglar. Some of those measures are to install a burglar alarm. There are some burglary alarm packages that are available through different vendors that are quite affordable if you select to have a payment plan installed and make monthly installments. And if you select a burglar alarm, it's important that you select also glass break sensors as well as motion sensors to be installed. In case someone does break into your house, it would trigger that alarm. Other safety measures that residents can take is to install surveillance cameras. Now, surveillance cameras aren't really going to protect you from an intruder, but if an intruder does come to your home and try to break in, those cameras can capture whoever that person was, and it would better help police later on identify who that bad guy was and hopefully arrest him and bring him to justice. Beyond that, there's other measures that one can take, such as installing proper lighting around their residence so they minimize the chances that a burglar can hide in the dark at night. Also, one can maintain their landscaping away from the residence or trimmed in a manner where a bad guy wouldn't have the opportunity to hide behind that landscaping so that it's easier for them to commit that crime.
Okay.
There are several other minor deterrents that people can choose to take to not be a victim, such as installing a fence around certain areas of their property, and that's a minor deterrent. Having a dog that would alert a homeowner or a neighbor that there's something suspicious or someone that they may not recognize, and that dog barks and alerts the resident or the neighbor. That's another deterrent. And the most important deterrent of all is people within the community, your neighbors, to be alert and aware of their surroundings. If
people do watch out for each other.
Absolutely. If you see something that's suspicious, or maybe not even suspicious, just a car that's not recognized parked in front of a residence, or someone knocking on a door that you've never seen knocking at the door before of your neighbor's house, pick up the phone and call police. We want to know about it. We want to go out there and check it out. If it's nothing, if it's a delivery person or if it's a friend or a relative, then we'll be on our way. But they could be preventing a burglary from occurring. It's very important that we keep a lookout within our communities and communicate to police if we see something that's out of place or out of the norm, and allow us the opportunity to investigate that so that we can potentially prevent a burglary from occurring.
And there are some little tips that you can tell residents about, like?
Well, sure. If someone comes knocking on your door, don't ignore them, because that may lead them to believe that there's no one home. And that person, if they are a burglar, they may try to break into your home. And it's even more dangerous if they break in while you're there.
You bet.
So you always want to respond to a person knocking at your door and ask them who they are, what their purpose is there, and let them know that we we are going to verify that. Don't ever let them know that you're alone in responding to them. Most likely, if it is a bad guy, they'll be deterred and they'll go away, because that's not the path of least resistance. They want to find a house that's empty and not occupied to burglarize.
It's easy to burglarize.
That's correct.
And so the police efforts, what are the police doing in their everyday jobs?
Well, over the past few years, we've done several things to better deploy our troops, both on patrol and investigative efforts as well. We created a burglary suppression team, which is comprised of detectives that worked in unmarked police vehicles and in plain clothing, and they're out within the communities patrolling and targeting known burglars to prevent these burglaries from occurring, and catching them while they're happening in progress when people call 911. In addition to that, we've also redeployed our uniformed patrol officers into sectors, and we're better able to track crime trends and place more officers in specific areas where we know that these burglars are targeting in order to prevent these burglaries from occurring. We've also placed investigators to investigate these crimes when they do occur, so that they can better track these known offenders and prevent them from burglarizing residences in the future. The most effective tool that the police has is the partnerships that we have with the community through groups such as neighborhood watch groups, or people that are willing to pick up the phone and call the police if they see something suspicious or something that's out of the norm, and let us know and allow us the opportunity to go out and investigate and hopefully prevent a crime from occurring. Those are the best efforts that we have, that we can make in preventing these burglaries from occurring. The most important thing that I want to share with you today, Elaine, is that I'd like to ask the community to please call 911 if you see something suspicious. If you see something that's out of place, something that's odd, someone knocking on your neighbor's door, or a car parked in front of your neighbor's house that you're not familiar with, pick up the phone and call 911, or call our non-emergency number, which is 954-GET-HELP. Police will respond and they will investigate. And the best thing about it is that you can remain completely anonymous. You don't have to give your name, and your name will not appear in any police report in case police do have to take action.
That's very important. And I know that will make people more willing to call 911 or 954-GET-HELP.
We hope so, because it's through those partnerships that we have with the community that allow us to better deter and fight crime. And there's approximately 155,000 residents in the city of Pembroke Pines. That's a lot of eyes and ears out there to help us. And if we work together, we can have a much safer community.
I think so too. Thank you so much, Captain Zeckis.
My pleasure.
For OCTV, I'm Elaine Kuhlman, and thank you so much for joining us today on this talk about home burglaries with Captain Al Zeckis.